Hi, my name is Ivy Hurst, and I'm going to talk a little bit about shoulder control and how important it is off of the pattern and in the pattern. A lot of times I have some riders come and they are complaining that their horse isn't rating the barrel very well. So I'll jump on it. They either leave it for a tune-up or I'm giving them lessons. So shoulder control obviously is going to be right here. And when you pull the head, the shoulders should come next. And so if they don't, it's going to look like this, where his butt's going round and round and round and round. I have no shoulder control right now, and it's all going to the outside. But when I do, his front end's coming across. Shoulder control can mean so many different things. It can mean having his shoulder picked up going into the turn, and it also needs to have some follow through on the back side of the turn. So I'm going to show you here on the pattern what I mean when these people are saying their horse isn't rating the barrel, and I get on it. I personally think the horse rates the barrel fine. It's what he's doing after he gets to the barrel that's causing the problem. So a lot of the horses will go up there. They're going to do their natural rate. Everything looks good. But when the rider pulls, they get a whole lot of nose and their horse goes that way. So to me, that's where they lost the shoulder control. So sure, the horse rated the barrel, and there might even been a skid mark in the dirt because he drug his butt, but they lost the shoulder when they got to the turn. Again, they come up here, they pull, they get all head, and this horse is traveling away from the barrel. And at a high rate of speed, you can end up way, way out there. So a good way to fix when your horse's shoulder is not having control is do more of a square around the barrel. You're gonna go up here, you're gonna bring that front end across, you're gonna go here, you bring the front end across, you go here, and bring the front end across. Now, you've gotta be careful that I don't like to see riders pulling their head to the outside to get this maneuver. Sure, his shoulder is moving, but realistically, are you gonna do that in a run? Absolutely not. So, you can tip their head to the inside and still make a square. It's more challenging as a rider, but it's definitely more correct. So you just have to be conscious of bringing the front end through. Another little simple drill that I do, everybody does rollbacks. We all think they're fun. It makes our horse look so talented. But when I have people come and ride with me, I'll explain, I'll have them stop and I'll ask them to do a 180. And the first thing that they do is pick up on this outside rein and pull their horse across. And I'll ask them to do it the other way. They pick up on that rein and they pull them across. Well, that's not how I would like to turn a barrel. And did you notice what his head did? Real high, back to the other deal of if you want to leave your turn really smooth. I want my horses to respond to my outside leg, woo, and I want my horse to do a 180 like that, woo. And yes, I try to explain it too. This hand is the steering wheel, this hand is the brake. So I'm steering him to go this way. If he steps forward, I brake. He's a little confused. I steer him to go this way. If he steps forward, I use my brake. But that's all that this hand is really good for. I don't want you to do that because look where his head goes. So, woo. And I like to back them into it, get them on their butt, put my hand on the horn like I was going into a turn. Woo. Back them into it, hand on the horn like I'm doing a turn. Woo. That'll help your horse bring his shoulders too, because again, if you do this drill and I ask you to do a 180 and you pull and your horse does that, you don't have any shoulder control. So that's something you can work on a fence or just out in the open, but don't go to the barrel and try to get shoulder control if you don't have it in your dry work. I kind of want the hind feet to stay in the same tracks as the front feet. So I want to be able to come through here and his shoulders come in across the turn. And this is kind of an extreme because I'm doing it slow, but my horse is not moving away from the barrel. He's moving back this way. You've got your rate point, you've got your shoulder picked up. So this is a different part of the shoulder control. You definitely want the shoulder up going into the turn. And then you want this shoulder to come through the turn and finish straight. Again, a bad turn, you get nose, you travel that way. So those people need to stop and think, is my horse, he is raiding the barrel, but I don't have control of his shoulder when I pull his nose. So oftentimes in the warm-up pen, this is a great drill for some horses, it's not for others. So you see a lot of people loping circles and they got their horse's head just bent over here to their knee, but the horse is traveling that way. I don't really want that. I want my horse to be between my legs. And when I pull, that front end comes around fast. And so oftentimes I have people tell me, man, your horses are so fast on the back of the barrel. What are you doing? It's all about the shoulder control. And this is kind of a weird thing that I tell people a lot too. Everybody really gets wrapped up in riding their horse's face. So sure, it looks like I'm riding my horse's face all the time, but this is weird, but the part that touches the ground is the part that I want to control the most of. So if you think about from the withers back, that's probably 80 to 90% of what I'm sitting on. And from the withers forward is 10%. Well, guess which part touches the ground? The big part. So ideally, I want to control shoulders, ribs, hips. But I use the head as my tool. When I pull, I get head, shoulder, ribs, hip. So it's hard to explain to people, but a lot of people get caught up in head this way, head that way, but they have no control after the withers. I'm controlling from the withers back, and I'm using the head as my tool to get that. So shoulder control can be very important on the clock because how you do finish the back of the turn is going to win or lose the barrel race.